Who's the most entertaining character on Counting Cars? If Mike Henry aka Horny Mike is the first person that comes to your mind, you're not wrong. He is one of the more colourful characters on the show and is known for being wild and eccentric. Counting Cars fans absolutely love him for his antics and the wicked creation he comes up with on the show. He's arguably the most skilled airbrush artist at Count Customs and has an impressive portfolio. In today's video, we dive deeper into the life of Mike, take a look at his impressive career and also see what he's up to these days. So if you're curious to learn what happened to Mike, make sure to stick around and watch this one until the end. Mike Henry is a pretty interesting fellow with a thing for horns. While people who have never watched the show before might flinch at the name Horny Mike, people who have watched Counting Cars will have no problem with it since it doesn't mean what it sounds like. Mike's notorious name was given to him because he loves to put horns on every single thing he can. But aside from his obsession with horns, what makes Mike so popular and why do people love him so much? Let's get to know him a little better. Mike Henry grew up in Michigan and he was into cars from an early age. His life before Counting Cars is actually sad. After graduating from high school, he tried to set up a car and a motorcycle repair shop. Unfortunately, he failed at that venture and the shop closed within a few months of opening. He was forced to move into his van house because he ran out of cash. After living in a van for a few months, he decided to try his luck and moved to Las Vegas. He moved around Las Vegas for a while looking for work and eventually landed a job as a t-shirt painter and also helped people personalize their licenses. This wasn't his dream job, but he was grateful as this was very far from what he had expected when he first moved to Las Vegas. After working for several months, Mike was doing well for himself. It also taught him a very important lesson that would eventually come in handy when he began working with cars. The t-shirt painting job taught Mike to make the best use of his creativity. This is what he does right now on Counting Cars and has propelled him to fame and prosperity. We don't know when Mike joined the Counting Cars cast. We do know, however, that he was working for Count Customs for a very long time, way before season 1 of Counting Cars even aired. Ever since Mike joined Count Customs, he excelled both in his work and his life. His combined love for cars and amazing creativity led to him creating works of art that have appealed to everyone. According to Mike, his job at Count Customs is a dream job. While he often complained about his job on screen, he said that there is no other job that he'd rather be doing other than customizing cars. He also says that another reason he loves his job is that it gives him the freedom to focus on his own projects during his free time. And it isn't just Mike who has seen success with Counting Cars and Count Customs. Mike has contributed massively to Danny Kokker's business and television show. With his ability to entertain audiences, Mike has helped to ensure that Counting Cars is a light-hearted television show that appeals to all audiences. His creative side, meanwhile, has benefited Count Customs massively. Mike and Kokker work well together since Danny is always on the lookout to build these crazy-looking cars and Mike has the ability to make it a reality. One notable memory of Mike's astonishing craftsmanship is when he unveiled a terrifying miniature 3D printed version of himself on a tricycle. Another of his masterpieces has to include the Horned Smart Car. The car was originally a basic electric automobile that simply looked boring. Mike's magical hands converted the plain-looking vehicle into something out of this world. Kokker and his cast of Counting Cars were awestruck when Mike drove in with this hilarious-looking masterpiece of a car. While his contributions to Counting Cars and Danny Kokker are enormous, what is Mike up to these days? Mike has turned his life around since joining Count Customs, and the Counting Cars show has propelled him to immense fame and success. And so, even though Counting Cars hasn't been renewed for the 11th season, Mike is doing pretty well for himself. From his social media page, it seems like Mike is having a swell time at Count Customs. He still works at the shop, creating masterpieces. Mike is also an avid car collector and owns a decent collection of vehicles. You can catch his work on his Instagram. His social media page has attracted a ton of fans from the show, ensuring he stays in business. Today, Mike owns his own company which sells custom horn helmets. He even moved into his new home in 2021, suggesting that he's doing well financially. When Mike's not working at the shop, he's out doing roadshows. Yes, you can actually book him on a roadshow with the so-called Holy Nation, which consists of him appearing in car-related events and exhibitions. Let's just say that Mike has a comfortable job. What are your thoughts on Mike, and which is your favorite Mike creation? Do let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and we'll see you at the next one.